All I can say is I guess the state championship game in 2020 can't end any other way. You know, that was crazy. A lot of respect for Alexandria because they play about as hard as you can play, and I'm just proud of our guys finding a way to pull it out at the end.
Coach, when after Amari scores the touchdown, you're probably thinking we're in good position now. I mean, how did you and your team stay composed through the rest of that game with all the craziness?
It was tough. I mean, you know, they hit the big 4th down and 10 where it bounced. We thought we had it picked off, and it bounced over, and they scored. And then they got the onside kick that was on the instant replay. That was a close. You know, I don't know. It was just a crazy game. We were able to make the stop at the end. LT went up there and made a good play to end it, and then get the onside kick and kneel it out. But it was a crazy ending, and they made some plays at the end to give themselves a chance to win.
With everything going that way, and with LT being, I mean, just getting back from that injury a week and a half ago or whatever, I mean, what can you say about him to step up in that moment?
Yeah, that was awesome. After the ball had bounced out of his hands for the first touchdown, for him to come back and make that play after missing most of the season, it was awesome. You know, he's a great football player, and he made a big play in that situation.
So, at what point did y'all determine he could play? Because it looked like for a while he wasn't going to be able to play.
In about week 12 or 13, he was starting to feel better, so he went on the end of week 13 after we in the 3rd round playoffs, and he went and they released him, and he was ready to go. We weren't real sure. We were kind of holding him out. We wanted to take care of him. You know, he's a guy that's going to be a big-time college football player, and we did not want him to get re-injured. They said he was ready to go. He had been doing some stuff in scout, and you know, it was one of them situations where he looked pretty much not 100%, and he went out there and played well the last 2 weeks of the year.
Can you give it to Jeremiah? Jeremiah, just talk about how tough their defense, I thought, played pretty well, made it tough for y'all. You had to do maybe more running than you normally do. Just talk about what you had to do to make the offense work.
I mean, you see, I just have to go out there and just run the ball. I mean,
What was it like for you being on the sideline and then the defense having to try to keep them out of the end zone and keep them from getting the 2-point? What was that like watching all that?
I mean, I was a little nervous, but, you know, I got faith in our defense because we got the best defense in the state. So I wasn't really worried.
I seen him do this a few times on the sideline. So he was a little worried. I watched him before that 2-point play.
Derek, and put the mic close to you. What changed to you in the y'all really kind of controlled them in the first half, but they started getting in a rhythm in the second half. Just talk about what changed from what you saw.
We got very lackadaisical, whatever. We just got flat-footed. We just thought it was in the bag. We thought we was invincible, and then they came, put us back in our place, so that we were still in the game. That we had to keep fighting.
So what were those last 2 drives like? What were you talking? You and your teammates talking?
We said we got to be ourselves because they can't beat us. We the best defense in the state. That's what we said. So that's what we're gonna prove. And we came up and proved it.
Was it difficult to stand there through? Normally, you don't have all these reviews in normal high school football games. So to have these reviews, what was that experience like?
Man, that sucked. If it's good, it's good. If you call it, it's called. We just got to line up and play again. But trying to take it back from all that time, that's the worst feeling. You don't know where it's going to go. It might work out in your favor. It might hurt you.
How close was the onside kick? I never really saw it.
It was so close. Like the ball you had
On the review, it was close?
I'm not sure.
You didn't see it?
Do you think that was the longest, 3.5 of a game that you ever played?
No, I think it was the funnest though. It was very fun. I don't think it was the longest.
Coach, if I'm not mistaken, this is your 2nd year as head coach?
It's 3rd year.
3rd, okay. Couldn't remember, I was leaving Lafayette. How important has it been for you to pick up a program like this from Coach Davidson and just keep it on the up and up?
You know, that was the goal. You know, we wanted to have the opportunity to play for state championships or have the opportunity to get to a point where we're playing well enough to get to this. You know, I mean, you never know if you're gonna win back to back like we did, but the whole thing is to keep the program at where it was. You know, and I think our coaches and our players have done a tremendous job of that over the last 10 years.
I don't know if the players can hear this from the field, but the crowd is chanting 3-3-7 at the end. You guys are the 4th Lafayette team to win a state championship this week. I mean, what does it mean to just be the 4th team and get the job done this week for Lafayette?
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. You know, you got to think about it. That's 3 of the biggest classifications. 2 of them are back-to-back in that, and then you got LCA who won 4 in a row. You know, we got good football in Lafayette. You know, and I think that's a pretty awesome thing for the city of Lafayette, and that's 4 good football teams. And you know, I'm proud of our guys, and I'm proud of the rest of those teams in Lafayette.
Guys, can y'all speak to that a little bit? The Lafayette dynamic and 4 for 4 and the pride that y'all have taken in that?
He's basically saying, speak on the Lafayette area, bro.
He's asking you about
The 4 state championships.
All 4 teams from Lafayette winning the state championship.
Oh, that's tough, bro. Because you know they go tough. Oh, you know they about to talk.
Louisiana just built different. Like, we're a different breed of athletes. That's all I gotta say.
Tyvon, tell us, did you think you were going to be able to come back when you got hurt? To talk about you coming back. I mean, it didn't look good at first.
I mean, I knew I had to come back. I had to. Like, I wasn't gonna sit up. I had to play.
Talk about their defense. I mean, y'all got yards, but y'all had to earn them. I mean, it was a tough physical game tonight.
They did good on defense, but we just work hard on offense.
What is it like to win back-to-back state titles for you in your mind?
Lost for words. Very excited, I can tell you that.
So Matt, what didn't work defensively in the second half that seemed to work? What did they do? Well, once they got in the rhythm, it seemed like y'all had a tough time stopping them.
Yeah, it looked like we had a little trouble getting to the quarterback at the end, and he made some good plays. That quarterback's a good football player. He's a 3-year starter. We've seen it. He did the same thing against Zachary at the end. He made some plays against Western Road, which is 2 good defenses. They're good on offense, and they do a good job over there. You know, Coach Bachman and the staff, they do a tremendous job. And like you said, they played very hard on defense too. You know, we were able. I thought we played pretty well on offense. You know, besides a few turnovers, but they made it tough, and they played hard.
Jeremiah, what is it? You know, the 3 fumbles. You just had to keep coming, and how do you fight like not getting down and just continuing to go to the next play after the fumble?
I mean, me, I'm just I'm a happy person. And like, the 3 fumbles, I just knew I just had to come back and play the next play.
He may do that better than anybody I've ever seen. He doesn't get down on himself at all, so I knew it wasn't going to be an issue as far as if something goes wrong. I've never seen him get down on himself, so he does a tremendous job of that.
Back to being the 4th Lafayette team this week. I know you guys, players, you play with them against them all year. I know some of you guys play on summer league teams with them. Did you guys watch the other state championship games? I mean, were you guys following along with that?
Yeah, I watched all of them. You know, there were some good football games. LCAs, all of them were good games, and we're proud. You know, I'm friends with a lot of those coaches at those places. You know, of course, we have a guy that was office coordinator. They run the same offense at Karen Crow that was with us, and real proud of them and Coach Corville. And then me and Trevor, real good friends in LCA. You know, and then STM, we got a bunch of guys over there. So you know, those guys do a great job, and I just think it's an awesome thing for the city. You know, and Lafayette, there's a lot of good players, a lot of good teams, and a lot of good coaches in Lafayette.
What does it mean to you to be able to coach these players?
It's a blessing. Since the beginning of this week, like, I had it in my mind, I want to be MVP. I just brought up.
Derek's still sad from last year when he thought he should have been MVP. he might have could have been last year, for sure.
Coach, if you could just comment on how big Tyvonte performed was.
Oh, it was awesome. He runs as hard as anybody. You know, he went down a couple times. He had a few bumps and bruises, but we knew he was going to go back in there and compete. And he runs hard. He blocks hard. One thing about Tyvon is he's going to play hard every snap, whether he's got the ball or not. And I thought he ran extremely hard, like he always does tonight.
Derek, can you?
Derek, how does this championship compare to last season's championship, just in your perspective?
Last year's championship, we knew our offense was going to score every time they get the ball because we had some cold backs.
Yes.
This year, we knew it was going to be a grind. We had to show out. It was just better. The journey was better. It was more. It was so beautiful. We get to hit people all game. We don't know if our offense going to score. We just know they can score. As long as we win by 1 point, we still win.
It's hard to rate a state championship, but I will say this year has been a grind with all the different things that we've had, and going on the road 6 out of 7 times in a regular season, and looking for games when you don't have to, and and a lot of adjustments by the players. I think the players did tremendous. I thought our coaching staff did a tremendous job of adjusting. Both of them are super special. I will say this year was a grind, and I'm just proud of our group to be able to get through it and find a way at the end to pull that off.
Coach, you talk about adjustments. I see y'all ran about 280 yards. Y'all did not pass the ball at all in the second half. What's so special about this run game for y'all?
Well, we do a good job up front. We got some good backs. I thought we did a really good job. I thought we played really well on offense. We fumbled a few times, but besides that, we played really well, and we had a 14-point lead. If we get a 14-point lead or we get ahead, we can run the clock out, keep the ball away from them, and win the game. So, there was really no reason to throw at the end. We went up 14 with about 2 minutes left, and Ash had to make a couple amazing plays to get back in it.
My man's smirking right here. I want to get his thoughts. You. Let me get your thoughts on that.
He's always smirking.
Wait. I forgot.
On the run game.
On the run game?
Yeah.
Quarterback ran good tonight, too.
We got so many options like that we could go to. We could run in the middle, outside option. I just feel like you're very unstoppable. Really unstoppable.
Coach, how difficult is it going to be for you to focus on the final score and the trophy and not think in the next couple of weeks all the things that could have went wrong at the end there?
I think after all the stuff that we endured, I'm just glad we had one more point. Last year I thought about it a little bit. It was 8-3, and I felt like we could have. I ain't thinking about nothing, but that we found a way to pull it out. Because I'm gonna tell you, it was a tough year, and I'm just glad that we found a way at the end to pick that pass off and get the onside kick and pull it out. Our kids deserved it, and really put in some work to get to this point.
Coach, can you talk some about the senior group that now graduates as back-to-back champions?
Yeah, that's an awesome group. We've got some guys that have been starting for us for 3 years, some of them for 2 years. It's an awesome way to go out. Honestly, and this is the truth, if we didn't finish this way, we felt like it would have been a failure. At the beginning of the year, the whole thing was to get back here and have the opportunity to win the state championship. And I'm just proud of the group because it's not always easy to do that. Sometimes you get a little complacent. One thing this group did not do is get complacent. We might maybe at the end right there gave up a few plays and the ball bounced the wrong way and they got an onside kick. But from the start of June, when we got back after all the coronavirus stuff, they put in the work. They worked every day and they have not been complacent. And I'm just proud of them. Awesome senior group. Just an awesome group in general. But that senior group has done a lot of things for Acadiana football.
Talk about picking up the Curtis. I think you picked up a Curtis game and then Catholic. How much that helped?
I think it helped tremendous. I think the Catholic game might have been the biggest game of the year for us, even though we got beat. I think you get to a point where you won 20 straight games, and you do get a little complacent where you don't think you can get beat. So I think there was a few little things, especially up front offensively, that we had to fix, and I think we got better. And it definitely helped us down the stretch because we played some good defenses in the playoffs. Starting with East Ascension and Mandeville and Destrehan, and even tonight Alexandria, I thought played extremely hard. We played a lot of good defenses. Last year we got to about the quarterfinals and we hadn't played many good defenses, and it showed a little bit. We played almost every game we played this year was against a good defense and helped us a bunch. Plus, it was pretty cool to go to Curtis on a Sunday. It's pretty cool to go to Catholic on a Saturday. It was a good experience for our kids.
Coach, obviously winning a state championship is tough enough, but in this year, how much more tough was it, especially with all the COVID protocols, scheduling changes and all that? How much more tough was winning a state championship in 2020?
I thought it was there was a lot of stuff. I'm gonna take a little break. I'll be honest with you. I was worn out. I didn't allow anybody to know, but it's been a long year. It really has. There's been a lot of different things that we had to deal with. It felt like every Wednesday or Thursday there was some kind of issue, and some kind of way to adapt we had to. And You know, I thought our coach staff, our kids were able to adapt and to get back to this point and win another state championship. You know, I'm just proud of the group and just proud of everybody that's involved with it.
Thank you, Coach.